Spider pig, does whatever a spider pig can. Hey gang, Jeff Stone here with day, why can I never remember, 49 of the year 2016 at magicreviewed.com. Spinnerets, I'm sorry, oops, I just revealed the method. Space Bottle 2.0. The effect is, watch the trailer. In fact, how about you watch me do it? Oh, I don't know, right about now. And we're back. As you saw, I did it about, I don't know, 5 or 6 times in a row. Sometimes I missed the garbage can, other times I didn't. And so, if you recall, I did a review for the Spinnerets DVD about 2 years ago. It was June something, 2014. Take a look at that right here. You may want to watch that. It's about 20 minutes before you go on with this video. So assuming you've done that, now you know a little bit more about Spinnerets, and you'll notice I gave that product a 1-star rating, stone status of rubble. I think it was rubble, but with 1 star, I'm pretty darn sure it was rubble. Well, in this case, one of the effects on Spinnerets was the space bottle. And now they're calling this 2.0 and saying it's sort of... I thought I saw somewhere where it said new method, but I swear in my brain I saw that somewhere. But I have looked, yeah, dang it, there it is right there. New method. I was looking everywhere trying to find that. I don't know new from what. It's not new from the Spinnerets DVD. These added a couple little things that make it a little different, but it's still Spinnerets. That is the method. You use Spinnerets to do it. And you're supplied with 12 Spinnerets and a little bag of X wax, I believe is what he calls it, which this is great because it's little pellets of wax, which are always useful as a magician. There's a whole bag of them. And then the Spinnerets, which I've placed them in this container here, which I cannot show them to you. And it don't, yeah, all 12 of them would fit in there. They're not all in there because I used some. But so let's just back up here. The effect, bottle spins in the air like you just saw, and floats to the garbage can. The method, Spinnerets, and a couple little additional simple things that Stephen X teaches you to make it a little bit smoother. And then what is a Spinneret? Well, I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I will tell you this. It's a delivery system, very small delivery system for, the stuff that you use to make things float, right? If you're a layperson watching this, I don't know why you'd be watching this unless you're trying to find secrets. And if you are, I'm not going to tell you what the stuff is that we magicians use to make things float. If you're a magician, I'm sure you know. And you know what the wax is for. It's for your anchor. So you have to anchor yourself. And then what's unique about Spinnerets, other than the fact that they're extremely small, is they self-destruct. So that's why you have multiple ones. The Spinneret DVD came with like a dozen or so of them as well, and a bunch of these little wax pellets. And so what you're getting is this disposable delivery system, and I'm going to call this stuff that we make it float with, I'm just going to call that stuff from now on, and you'll just know what I'm talking about, hopefully. But it's a delivery system for that stuff. So you this is one where I just have to be careful what I say and choose my words carefully. So sorry if I'm having the awkward pauses and the thoughtful, chin-stroking, provocative moments as I think through what I shall say. Sorry about that. So, the original Spinneret method, it's a one-time use, okay? You anchor, you do your trick, and as long as you're anchored, you can do it multiple times. But the moment you walk away, you abandon ship, we'll say, that's it. You're done. That spinneret is gone. It disappears, literally. And that's it. Next time you want to do a levitation, you got to use a new spinneret. So what he's added on this version is a method to be able to reuse the spinneret rather than it self-destructing. And so it's a modification where you hook it up to your hat or to your shirt pocket, and in each case you will have to slightly modify your shirt pocket or your hat in a relatively easy way. And you need to use some sort of plastic that he mentions, but he doesn't tell you where to get it or what it is, or I think he mentions what it's called, but he doesn't really tell you how to get it. And so that I remember. I could be remembering that wrong. But anyway, it's probably not that hard to come by. So you have to modify your shirt pocket or your hat. And it's like once your clothes go through the wash, you'll have to modify it again each time. But that allows you to reuse the spinneret. Now, there's a couple of things with that. I'm kind of skipping the ad copy for a minute, and we're going to product quality. Let's just assume that, well, let's not assume anything. Let's just talk about product quality. Reusing the spinneret, you still have to break it, if you know what I mean. Break the stuff after you perform it. So again, okay, you anchor yourself, do the levitation, and you can repeat that levitation as many times as you want while you're anchored. In fact, the footage of the clip, the video I showed you was several in a row. It was the same one spinneret with one anchor, repeatedly used over and over again. Okay. But the moment I walk away, it's over with. And if I'm using the spinneret as in the disposable way, then the spinneret's gone. The self-destruct way, I should say. If I'm using it in the reusable way, I've still broken the stuff, and you still have to go like trim it up and put another one of these on it and get it ready again before you can use it again. And then even in that scenario, you only are going to get probably maybe 3 or 4 uses out of it, depending on how far away you are from your anchor point. So ultimately, even if you did all of the spinnerets with the reusable method, best case scenario, you're probably getting maybe 36 to 48 performances out of it. That's 3 or 4 times per spinneret. He mentions to practice with something else that's not the spinneret, which I won't tell you because it might reveal too much. But it's something that you can get easily and use that to practice the technique and the locking on of the bottle and releasing of it and everything. Which, by the way, is very clever how the release of the bottle works, and it doesn't break the stuff when it releases the bottle. It's pretty clever. So he talks about practicing with this other thing and before you actually use the spinnerets, so that you don't waste your spinnerets, because again, they're disposable. Even if you don't use the self-destruct method, they still only have about 3 to 4 uses in them. Well, the problem with that is the stuff he recommends using, although it'll get you used to the hookup and everything, it's not the same as using a spinneret. And you really do need to use a spinneret to really feel how it feels and get the knack of it right. And so just in practice, your practice sessions, you're going to waste some spinnerets. So that's an issue. Another problem with product quality, a pretty severe one, is there's a hole that the stuff goes through to deliver it to you. And if the stuff slips through that hole backwards, the spinneret is dead. Well, he also talks about what happens if you're trying to get the stuff out and it locks and you can't get the stuff out. Now, this is all stuff that would happen before you even get to performing. It's when you're setting it up to get it performance ready before you leave the house, right? So it's not like it's going to happen during a performance. But while you're setting it up, what happens if it locks? He shows you how to deal with that. I had 2 lock up on me, and following his instructions did not solve the problem. In fact, the stuff broke and went through the hole backwards, and those 2 spinnerets are now useless, so I had to throw 2 of them away without even being able to use them. So that's an issue. There's no way that I know of to get that stuff back in through the hole that it needs to get into. And he doesn't teach that or cover that. And if you're familiar with the typical delivery methods, where you suck the thing through the hole, no kidding, you can't even do that with these. So it's just a different delivery system. So if it slips through the hole, you're dead. You can't use that thing. But assuming it doesn't lock and you get it out and you put the wax on it, then it is safe and it's ready to go and you can use it. So the product quality, though, I mean, I'm not going to test the other ones. Well, here, I will below camera right now test one out and see. I can't even. Oh, would you look at that? This one came with the stuff already backed out of the hole. That one's useless. Okay, here's one where it's not backed out of the hole. Let's see if it's locked up. And it's locked. Yeah, see, that's the problem with these guys. I wish I could show you what I'm doing here, but unfortunately I can't. And man, it just snapped and went backwards through the hole. So that's 4 down that just were defective out of the 12. And I'm looking at the little hole. It's so small, and so the way it's made, it's just breaking the stuff. So product quality, crap is the point. That is the point. So now I've got more dead spinnerets here, guys. I just got lucky on the one. What is going on here? I just got lucky on the one that I was able to use, unfortunately, and I used it up for my practice, and that's the end of that. Ad copy. There's 2 problems with the ad copy. One, he did this in the Spinnerets DVD, where he said, and the ad copy talks about other things you can float, but then he never teaches you how to float some of those other things. He says that in here, that you can float any plastic bottle, like ketchup bottles, mustard bottles, soda bottles. Soda bottles, sure. Water bottles, yeah. Ketchup and mustard bottles, I have no idea how you'd be able to do that. And I'm thinking through all the various types of ketchup bottles and mustard bottles. Most mustard bottles are the same. They're that yellow barrel-looking thing, or they're the no mess squeeze ones from, I think, from French's or whatever. And that's it. I mean that. But even though they now have the one that looks like the ketchup bottle, every plastic ketchup bottle I've seen, I don't have any clue how you would hook this up and make this work. Particularly, it'd have to be empty. If it's full, it'll break the stuff. But he doesn't cover any of that. He doesn't teach any of that. So, ad copy has a couple of misleading things. One, it tells you stuff that you can do, but it doesn't teach you how to do it. And 2, there's at the end of the video trailer, there's this long shot of him levitating a bottle like across an open field. Where's the anchor point, guys? If it's on a tree or something, it's so far away that I don't even know, how it's. I don't believe that he's I don't believe that he's really doing it. They're doing something else fishy there. It's not realistic. It's not practical. And it's arguable that you know, when you're going to float it to the trash, that it's not exactly practical. I mean, sure, you grab it, you anchor it, then you got to walk away from the trash can and hope that you stay anchored, that nobody walks between you and the trash can, right? But assuming that all works out, then if you can get your Spinnerette to work, then this works. But because the one that did work worked, and I saw proof of concept, I can't give it an entire rubble, but pretty darn close. 2.5 stars, stone status of grubble. That's it, folks. So, it's time to like this video. Whether you agree with my review or not, like the video. Subscribe to my channel, please. Pass the word, share it, spread the word, share it out to all your people on social media, and listen to the random iTunes song of the moment, which is...
Now go stand in the corner
oh my
and think
word.
about what you did.
Better Than Revenge. That's 3 Taylor Swift songs this week. She's invading my life. I love Taylor Swift, but come on. 3 in a row? Well, 3 in a week. I need some variety, folks. So do you. Anyway, that's it. Tune in tomorrow, day 50, where we look at The Knitting Ninja by Chad Long. Until then, folks, peace out.
Thank you.